In 1880, the greatest showman on earth wrote a book. Not about circuses, about money. P.T. Barnum had built and lost multiple fortunes. Penniless shopkeeper to America's most famous entertainer, then bankrupt, then rebuilt, bigger than before. In barely 100 pages, he poured out every lesson. Money is, in some respects, like fire. It is a very excellent servant, but a terrible master. 20 rules, 7 principles, still true 145 years later. Let him teach you. Principle 1, health, vocation, and location. Barnum opens with what most money books skip. The foundation of success in life is good health. A person cannot accumulate a fortune very well when he is sick. He has no ambition, no incentive, no force, no energy, no wealth. Simple. Then, don't mistake your vocation. You might be talented at something, but if you don't have a natural taste for it, if it doesn't fit your temperament, you will never reach the top. And in Barnum's world, you only make real money at the top. He's blunt. The wrong vocation is a round peg in a square hole. You might keep the job for years, but you will never excel. No excellence, no wealth. And location. Barnum tells of a man who ran the same business, same effort, in a town of 1,000 people. Moved to a city, made a fortune. You can't sell umbrellas in the desert no matter what the motivational speakers tell you. Principle, health to work. Work you're built for. A place where people want what you offer. Get those 3 wrong and no amount of hustle saves you. Principle. 2, true economy and avoid debt. Now the heart of Barnum's philosophy. The road to wealth is as plain as the road to the mill. It consists simply in expending less than we earn. But here's where he surprises you. True economy is not being cheap. He tells this story. A farmer's wife saves $5 a year by burning only 1 candle, sitting in the dark, unable to read or learn. Then she rewards herself for this sacrifice, spending $20 on ribbons and dresses she doesn't need. Barnum calls this saving at the spigot and wasting at the bunghole. Penny wise, pound foolish. Another story, a businessman saves every scrap of paper, won't tear a fresh sheet, saves $5 a year. Meanwhile, he throws expensive parties and wastes hours of his time. True economy, always making the income exceed the outgo. Wear the old coat longer, skip the new gloves, eat simpler food. Not forever, just until there's a margin. That gap, invested, becomes your fortune. Barnum gives a practical exercise. Take a notebook, 2 columns, necessaries and luxuries. Track every dollar for a month. He guarantees the luxury column will double or triple the necessities. Then the hardest rule, avoid debt. Barnum is ruthless. The young person starting on borrowed money is almost sure to lose. Which debt changes your psychology. The debtor is never free. Every decision runs through the filter of what is owed. The borrower is slave to the lender, or not a proverb, a law of the financial universe. Principle 3. Do one thing with all your might. Barnum's most famous rule. Whatever you do, do it with all your might. Work at it early and late, in season and out of season, never deferring for a single hour that which can be done just as well now. He watched people fail for one reason. They scattered their powers. The man who starts a business, then a second, then a third, now he's mediocre at 3 things instead of excellent at 1. None succeed. He blames the economy. He blames luck. He never blames the truth. Do not scatter your powers. Engage in one kind of business only and stick to it faithfully until you succeed. And this pairs with perseverance. Barnum knew failure intimately. His American museum burned to the ground. His investments collapsed. Each time he rebuilt. Not luck. Refusal to quit. But then, the subtle part, he adds, let hope predominate, but be not too visionary. Be optimistic. Stay grounded. Don't count money you haven't made. Hope is fuel. Vision without action is a drug. And a practical note, use the best tools. Skimping on the instruments of your trade is the same candle waste logic. Great tools make great work. Great work commands great prices. Principle, pick one thing, pour everything into it, don't quit, and never confuse hoping with doing. Principle 4, advertising, customers, and danger zones. Barnum was the greatest promoter in American history. His rule, advertise your business, do not hide your light under a bushel. Nobody buys what they don't know exists. He describes a merchant who put all his money into inventory and none into letting people know. Shelves full, store empty. Barnum's verdict, he might as well have winked at a girl in the dark. But advertising must be paired with integrity. Be polite and kind to your customers. He tells of a rude shopkeeper who lost a customer over a penny's worth of attitude. That customer told 10 friends. The shopkeeper didn't lose a penny, he lost a lifetime. The danger zones first. Beware of outside operations. Never invest in businesses you don't understand. The farmer who becomes a stock speculator. The merchant who dabbles in real estate. The money you make in your field is safer than the money you chase in fields you know nothing about. Second, don't endorse without security. Never co-sign a loan unless you're prepared to lose the full amount. If a bank, whose entire business is risk, but I won't lend to this person, why would you? Third, don't blab. Keep your business to yourself. Barnum watched people talk about great ideas until the excitement of talking replaced the work of doing. And bragging about profits? That's an invitation. The less you say about your money, the more likely you are to keep it. Principle 5, charity and integrity. The legacy rules. Barnum closes with what separates the rich from the truly wealthy. First, be charitable, not just moral, strategic. The man who gives freely to worthy causes builds a reputation money cannot buy. That reputation attracts business, partners, loyalty. But the best giving is quiet. Give because it's right. The returns follow, but they cannot be the motive. And the final rule, preserve your integrity. No man can be truly successful in this life unless he is strictly honest in all his dealings. Barnum had seen schemers win short-term. Con men get rich, and every single one of them lost it all. Trust is the slowest thing to build and the fastest to destroy. You can make a fortune without integrity for a while. You can keep it for a while, but you cannot enjoy it. You cannot sleep well with it. The man who builds wealth on deception lives in a prison of his own making, always afraid of being found out. Money is a terrible master, but an excellent servant. The man who masters his money is free. The man whose money masters him is a slave to the very thing he thought would save him. Make money, keep money, grow money, but never let money become the point. The point is a life well lived. Money is just the tool. 20 rules, 5 principles, 1 truth, health, vocation, spend less than you earn, avoid debt, do one thing with all your might, advertise, treat customers like gold, stay out of businesses you don't understand, never co-sign, keep your mouth shut about your money, give generously, and protect your integrity at all costs. Barnum followed these rules and died worth millions in an era when a dollar was 30 times today's value. But more importantly, he died respected, loved, remembered. The rules work. The question is whether you'll follow them. If you want more audiobooks like this, the timeless wealth principles most people never learn, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. New audiobooks every week on the science of success, money psychology, and the mindsets that build fortunes. Subscribe now